Hey guys, welcome to another video based on data mining. So in today's video, we'll be seeing what is the measuring central tendency in data mining or in different data sets or in different clusters or in different parametric models. Now from math, we have these three basic measuring central tendency measures. That is, we have mean, median and mode. So in data mining as well, we have these three measures, that is mean, median and mode. So today we'll see how we can use this formula to measure the central tendency of the data in data mining. So let's get started. So first of all, what is measuring central tendency, or what is tendency basically? Tendency is the amount of data or the quantity of data that particular data set can hold. So that is situated at the very core of the data set. So you have to measure that. So for measuring that, you need to have specific different kinds of formulas or different kinds of methods layout. So from math, we have the basic, that is the most common kind of measuring technique or the average we can have, that is the arithmetic mean. So it says that suppose we have particular points, data points, or a data sample from an observation. You have x1, x2, xn, and it's from a set of n values. Then we can have the arithmetic mean laid as x bar, which is denoting arithmetic mean or simply mean, which is given by the formula summation of I runs from 1 to n xi divided by n. N is the total number of values in that particular set, and so we can have the formula written in x1 plus x2 plus xn divided by n. Next, with some kind of mean, you have certain weights associated with it. So for instance, we can have a distance formula calculating in a Manhattan distance or something like that. You have a point A or a node A or a node B. So from the distance of node A to reach node B, you have certain kind of distance or the weight associated with it. Yeah, right. So that is categorized into weighted mean. So for that, you have a weight that may be associated with each of the value or the sample, that is xi. So in that case, the formula goes in this way: x bar is equal to summation I is from 1, which runs from 1 to n, wi xi upon summation I runs from 1 to n wi. And so when it expanded, it becomes w1 x1 plus w2 x2 up till wn xn divided by w1 w2 and summation up till the total number of values which are there in that particular sets, or the total number of weights. Now after these calculations, you will have some particular value for that particular mean. So for that, you need to trim that particular mean. For some instance, like if you have a very big or very large massive data set, you have to particularly trim it so that you can remove the outliers or some kind of noise or inconsistencies from that. So for that, there is a kind of trimmed mean where we remove the outliers, where the resultant value which is obtained after each step is trimmed or rounded off for its precision. Now you have to take care that you don't have to do this trimmed mean every now and then, and especially for small data sets if it's there, so you need not do trimmed mean, else you might lose some kind of very valuable information from your data set. So that will deviate from getting your actual results. So it's better to avoid for small kind of data sets, and is used widely for massive or large data sets. Now we move on to the median. Like for having asymmetric data or skewed data, you have median. So it is a data which is a better measure for skew or symmetric or asymmetric data. So if you have n distinct values and which are sorted in numerical order, and those values, if you order it, and if n is odd, then you have mean as the middle value, and if n is even, then mean is the average of the middle two values. So for calculating the median, you have this formula, that is L1 plus n divided by 2 minus summation of frequency of the lower boundary of that particular data set divided by frequency of the median, and this entire term is multiplied with the width of that particular range or the data set. So the terms which are involved in this are basically L1, which is the lower boundary of the median interval. You have n, that is the number of values in the entire data set. We have summation of frequency of the length, that is the sum of frequencies of all the intervals that are lower than the median interval. So the median interval, you have one particular value, so all those values which are above that, you will have a summation of that particular value or summation of that particular data sets. Then you have the frequency of the median, that is frequency of the median interval, which is the middle value that you get from this if n is odd or if n is even. Then after that the median is over, you have the third measure of central tendency in data mining, that you have mode. So it is the value that occurs the most frequently in that particular data set. Now data sets with 1 or 2 or even 3 modes are respectively called as unimodal, bimodal and trimodal. Like you have, if you the frequency of that particular data set value is occurring only once, you have unimodal mode. Or if you you have two kinds of modes, you have a bimodal, or three modes, you have trimodal. Now there may be some kind of data sets in particular case where you have two or more modes, including like 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 or 1 or 3. So any kind of combinations can also be happening in this. So in that case you will call it as a multimodal mode with that particular data set. And so there is an empirical relation given for this kind of mode. So that something says in this way, mean minus mode is equal to 3 times mean minus median. So all these formulas, that is mode, median and arithmetic mean, are very much useful in calculating the measure of central tendency of data in data sets. So well, that's all about measuring central tendency in data mining. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you found you got educated by watching this video, please do like, share, comment, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching this video.